Isn't that such a cool looking particle effect? I certainly think it is. Hey there guys, this is Silent Myst and welcome back to Dungecraft. Man, I recorded an episode on here the other day and I just stopped halfway through because I was getting nothing done. I did not have a plan, I had absolutely no idea of what I want to do, but that's a little bit different today. I now know what I'm going to do, and I know what I want to do in the future. So I need to learn how to use MFFS. However, in this part, we're not going to be worrying about that. Instead, if you notice over here, where did it go? Where did all this stuff go? Well, I tore it out because, well, I need to start quarrying a lot, and by a lot, I mean an absurd amount, because once we update the server to the most recent version of the Direwolf pack, which is 5.1.1, they're going to be changing Mystcraft a bit, and I think all of the old ages are going to be lost. So my good old dense ores world right here is going to need to serve its purpose for as long as possible. So in order to do that, I'm going to need to quarry out the rest of this place. Well, not even the rest of this place, but do a lot of quarrying over here. I don't know if I ever showed you guys this. There's some stuff in here. Unbreaking 2 is not bad. We could actually make like an Unbreaking 3 book. Oh, hi there, Mr. Pigman. Oh, hi there, phone. You see, I've become super popular now that I'm recording. But yeah, I don't know why I ever never grabbed that stuff, but I'm going to be quarrying out a ton here, just so we can get resources for the future. We won't really have to worry about it ever again. Ouch! We won't really have to worry about it again, so I'll be quarrying there, and in order to really make sure that it's nice. What am I trying to say? In order to make sure that we can process all the items, I'm going to need to redo my item processing plant. And also, I completely forgot to tell you guys this, but I am working on making this place actually look like the base that it is supposed to be, in that it's supposed to look all laboratory-like, so I've recently started replacing all of the walls and floors with concrete and aluminum, now that we have access to just absurd amounts of aluminum. So yeah, this has been going well. Yeah, I tore out the stuff in these rooms, and we're going to be moving all of this stuff to the area over here. Originally, this was going to be a farm, but I've decided, nope, we're going to turn this into the thing of things, the item processing plant. But before we start that, let me just briefly show you the one thing that I've done since the last part. Or, well, I've been doing a lot, but let me show you guys the big thing that I've been doing, all the way down at the bottom. You ready, guys? We've got our vault finally. So I think it looks very, very vault-like. Doesn't it? Very, very vault-like. This is going to be the vault. If we tear out the aluminum right there, you can see there is warded block. It is around the entire base, or the entire thing, so no one can just break on in here. I will make it possible for someone to sneak in. People could probably figure out a way to sneak in. And then over here, we've got the central, well, what is this? This is more of a, like, this is going to be the security station. And why is piston head coming out of my meat when I eat it? The little particles. But yeah, so this place is coming out quite nicely. Still got a bunch of them on this part of the lower levels of our place. So yeah, we also have, yeah, I've shown you guys this countless times. I've been doing a little bit of rearranging of items. Yeah, I think, wait, where's all my aluminum? Did I not, what? Where did all the aluminum go? Because I had way more than 600 stacks of it, I think. Interesting. Yeah, I just piped it out not too long ago. Where did all of my aluminum go? Well, I guess that's all the more motivation to get the quarries going, because I have like 8,000 stacks of aluminum that are currently unaccounted for. That is a little unfortunate, but yeah, I've gotten everything prepared for this part, so shall we build? So yeah, I've got plenty of stuff over here. This is what we're going to be using for the most part. And yeah, I think we've got just about everything that we need. I'm going to need to reroute some power back here because there is currently no power going to this part of the base. I also need to set up some sort of secure power that I can use in the lower level of the bases because, like, if someone were to sever power, then that would be bad. So I'm going to need a place to have all of my power in the future. I need to get rid of this stuff in my inventory because it is just going to inhibit our ability to do everything and anything. What's that? Brings us to the thumb world. How nice. Ooh, excuse me. So let's see. Oh, no, let me keep that because I do not want to lose that under any circumstances. Yeah, the rest of the stuff we can keep. Get rid of those landmarks, and let's go build now, shall we? So I'm going to start off with just finding a place for all the machines. We do have a few of them. We have 4 of them, so let's see. We're going to have... How many induction furnaces? We have 20. The thing is, I have to figure out how I can disperse the items, or disperse these things in a way that I can pull items from them easily, because as you saw from before, we had quite the extreme item pulling system, because things bottleneck very quickly if you can't pull items out efficiently, because I had to hook this up so it would take items out of every other one, so there was an equal... Here's how it works. So, let me explain this first. When a retriever is to retrieve, what it does is it pulls an item, and what it'll do is it will pull an item from the closest source to it. So let's say we have a furnace right here and a furnace right here, and we have... Here, I think it'd be easier to show with design. So we have... Oh, God. I am just not able to place anything. We'll have a macerator right here and a macerator right here. So when the retriever is to retrieve, what it'll do is it'll check for something to retrieve from. It'll check for the closest thing that it can retrieve from, which will be right here, and then it'll see there's something over here, but it won't retrieve from that because it can retrieve from this. So it'll retrieve from this. This is fine and dandy. This works when you're trying to be efficient. But then there's a big problem that can happen. When I'm macerating things very quickly, this will always have something in it, because as soon as it gets pulled out, there's something else, because it's just macerating super quickly. So this right here, that'll just fill up, and it'll never get retrieved from. So what I had to do was retrieve from like every other one, so there was an equal chance of it being pulled out of any single one of them at any given time. And that kind of works. Although it really does make for very awkward-looking machinery, so I'm hoping that we can, in one way or another, forego that. But we'll see. So we'll need we have 20 induction furnaces. I made a few more of these just because I thought it would be a good investment. So let's see. We need to be able to pull things from the top and load things through the back, I think? I think we can load things through the top and then pull... How did I have them set up before? I had them set up... You load from the top and take from the back. I think that's how it works. So let me just place these right here. How many of these? Oh, we have some extras. We have 3 extra. So I guess this room is 17 wide. So we'll have things going from here. I need a master line, which is going to be delivering all the items to wherever they're supposed to go. Yeah, we can just do that through the back. So what we're going to do is we're going to have all of the items that we get from the quarry, from quarries, are going to be processed here. So it's going to need to be done smartly, to say the very least. So we're going to have a large retriever device right here hooked up to an ender chest, which I don't think I have one. I can just go grab one from another room. So this is going to need to retrieve items at an extraordinarily fast rate, like stacks of items at a time. So we're probably going to have like a lot of retrievers hooked up to it. What kind? Sure, we can take the blue, white, blue one. That can be our central, or that can be our main pulling one. Over here. I never come down this way when I'm recording, so it's a little, or in general, I don't usually come down this way, so it's a little different for me. So ender chest, we can put this right here, and then we'll have a large line of... how do we want to do this? There. And then we can just have retrievers retrieving. Oh, come on, fly. I think 6 of them will be enough to pull through items at whatever absurd rate they're going to be coming through. These will be running at probably 2 ticks. So I need to get some bluetricity in here, because this is This is not going to work. I actually had an idea with how I can retrieve items out, and it's going to be very resource intensive, but I think it might be the only feasible way of doing this, and that's just using a ton of retrievers. And that's why I have a ton of retrievers, because pretty much hooked up to every single one of these anythings, we're going to have a retriever, which is not going to be very resource efficient or resource friendly, but you know what? I guess we'll just have to live with it. So we have all of these, and then we're just going to need a ton of filters, I guess. Let's see. Just trying to think of what's going to need to go where. So by default, a lot of stuff is going to go to the furnaces, so maybe I should move the furnaces to the other side of the room. Maybe that would be best. Yeah, I think that would be for the best. So we'll have the furnaces on the other side of the room, and that, actually no. Macerators are going to be the most used item, because, oh god, can I, come on, there we go. Oh, that is not right, game, please, no. Let's not be this way, game. There we go. So macerators are going to be really close to over here. There we go. So we're going to need a lot of space behind the macerators so we can hook up the retrievers. So 2 blocks should suffice. Scary sounds, eh, game? Scary sounds. Okay, so let's see. We're going to need the top and the bottom. Let me get rid of a couple of these so we can have some space back here so we can easily access this chest. Come on. There we go. Can get rid of 1 more. Make that 2 more. So we'll have 10 on each row. Let's do this. Yeah, guys. Going back to Buildcraft, but I guess this is going to be our central item processing. I would use, oh no, this is IC2. I would use Buildcraft for all of these devices. They're just slow, and they will not be able to keep up with our consumption of resources, so we have to use these with the overclockers. Speaking of which, I don't even know if I have enough of those. Let's see. What do I want? What do I need? I need some of these, and then I need some pneumatics, because I do not have nearly enough in my inventory. Yeah, this is going to be a couple of parts worth of stuff, I think, guys. Ooh, what happens if you load from the bottom? Anything that I should know of? I don't think so. And oh, I'm leaving my gravitation engine on. That is not good. Okay, so let's boop. Oh, let's try this again. Okay, so doop and a doop. No, game. Wait, really? Do you really want to be that way? Fine. I will lay the pneumatics in afterwards. And man, tearing out pneumatics, it's always been so glitchy. Okay, Thomnomnomicon, get out of there. Okay, give me all these. So we'll put these down first, game, since you insist. Nah. There are times when placing this stuff is just nothing short of annoying. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if you can actually load it in through the... yeah, I don't know what happens if you load stuff in through the bottom. I think it'd put it in there, so I don't... No. Oh. We aren't able to place anything correctly today. Yeah, I've been playing so much on Pyro server that I really have not been recording much of anything, which is kind of bad. So let's see. You load things onto the top and you retrieve them from the bottom. I have a feeling we're going to need to break all these so we can put in the retrievers, guys. Yeah. Just so much happy right here. We can actually have these retrievers retrieve slowly, which is going to be nice. We can have them retrieved like once every 2 seconds maybe, because, well, we really don't need to retrieve things super quickly once we're not going to be macerating a stack that quickly. Okay, let's try this again. So, macerators go right here. We're going to need to make a lot more overclockers, quite a few more, and then we can just break all these. Don't you just love all of the revisions that we need to go through in order to make this the way that we want it to be? Yeah. Okay, so how am I gonna do this? I'm gonna have some Bluetricity batteries in between these two, or bat boxes. Yeah, those. That'll be an efficient use of space, because then we can have... These things will always have some backup power in the case of some sort of catastrophic power failure. And now we just put in the retrievers. Oh, game. Don't place blocks in the wrong place, or rather me, don't place blocks in the wrong place. That's not cool. Okay, now that we have that, yeah, I think that'll be able to retrieve everything that we need, which is good. Very good. We're not gonna have to do something like this with all of our stuff, like the compressors and extractors. Those really aren't going to be working on anything too crazy. Well, maybe if I'm extracting a lot of rubber, then maybe we'd run into some bottlenecking issues, but that won't be for a little while. But for now, let's just take this and get ready to say goodbye to frame rates, because these pipes, I've noticed these pneumatic pipes really, really do take a huge toll on your frame rate. Okay, so we now have that, which is going to be retrieving to a single chest, which we can have a single really fast extractor going to. Let's see. And this will be put back into the main line. Yeah, this will be put right back into the main line, which means we can just... this main line is a little hard to work with, because it's in an awkward place right now. But yeah, that'll go into the main line, and most of the stuff will go off to the furnaces, but what does not needs to go to central storage, or... yeah, I don't think we're going to have it going anywhere else. So we're going to need an ender chest for central storage, which if I recall, we're using triple blue. Excuse me. Let's see. But let's just get this hooked up to the main line. Yeah, I don't think I can just put it back right there. Don't want it to flow back into this chest, because that could cause some bottlenecking. So I guess we're just going to have to... why don't we move the chest up here so it doesn't even need to be all the way down there. So we'll put the chest right here. And then we just need a way... oh, yeah, then we can just do this. Look at that. We can just route the main line right into these things right here. Wonderful! Okay, so now I guess I could set up the clock for this. How do I want to do this? The most efficient way as possible, I don't know. But now that we have that, most of this stuff... okay, we need to hook this... how is this going? Okay, I need to think of this, because if we do this wrong, then we could have some really, really nasty side effects in the future. So, I think I'm going to hook... do I have any diamond chests? I sure hope I have a couple. Because if I don't, then I can just take one of these, which are out here. Anything in here? No, wonderful. Okay. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is if we don't do this right, then we could have some really bad flowing items that go in the wrong direction. So, this is going to be returning stuff to the main line, but before it does that, it needs to go to a separate chest right here. We can do that. And then we need to hook this up to the central line. Okay, so we can have filters. Yeah, we're going to need filters. We're going to need a lot of filters. Well, actually, not a lot, but a few filters. Probably 2 going to... yeah, I think 2 should be enough. So we need to hook these up to one central spot, where it'll distribute them nicely. And then I think 2 filters should be enough. If anything, we can just throw in another one. And there we go. Yes, that looks about right.